A much better remembered flavor, whether that be for good or bad reasons, is Sangrita Blast, the Taco Bell exclusive spiritual sequel to Baja Blast. Described as citrus punch, Sangrita Blast likely gets its name and look from the Spanish alcoholic drink sangria, but was likely instead named Sangrita to remove the link to alcohol and also connect it more with Mexico. Originally, Sangrita Blast stood alongside the also new at the time Diet Baja Blast, but only for 2 years, as after 2015 it wasn't seen again. To many, Sangrita Blast's flavor was despised, but others found it enjoyable, enough to where Mountain Dew decided to give it a shot in stores alongside Baja Blast during its 2015 limited summer cannon bottle run. That version of Sangrita Blast also included that same Taco Bell banner, reminding fans where they can still obtain the citrus punch pop after its limited time run on shelves. Also in 2015, Sangrita Blast received a freeze at Taco Bell, though it only lasted a few months. The last time the drink was available in its original fountain form was 2017, after which it's only been spotted in a few random convenience store soda dispensers, likely as a glitch and or placeholder image for similar future flavors. One of Mountain Dew's most perplexing releases has to be 2016's Baja Blast non-alcoholic bubbly, usually just referred to as Baja Blast Champagne. These days, a marketing gimmick like this would fit right in, but back in 2016, this blew people away. Those even aware of the Baja Blast Champagne likely recognize it from this specific image that went viral a few times on Twitter. The more you look into it, it turns out there exist multiple variants of the bubbly. The story goes that the numbered bottles were given away at the launch event for the first ever Taco Bell Cantina grand opening in Las Vegas. Only 50 were said to have been offered, made clear by the serialized Sharpie number. In case you're unaware, cantinas differ from the typical Taco Bells with their more upscale vibe and for the fact they serve alcohol. On those bottles, the date of 2016 can be seen, which does line up with the event. By looking in the deepest corners of the internet, launch party pictures can be found, where within visual proof of the champagne bottles can be seen, silver foil and all. The gold variant, which has also been linked to this low-res render, looks to have been a part of the Stila Base Stila Taco promotion, which also has ties to 2016. The title is in reference to if any player steals a base during that year's World Series, customers are then allowed one free taco at Taco Bell the very next day. When and how exactly this was given out is unclear. Same goes for the numberless silvers and the mysterious New Year's bottles. Fans have speculated on bottles being handed out at Taco Bell hotel openings and or weddings, but they're likely confusing the fact Taco Bell offers champagne flutes filled with the tropical lime liquid. Others have theorized that the non-alcoholic bubbly likely means plain old carbonated Baja Blast, which looks to actually be the case when comparing their identical ingredients. The question is though, then why are they labeled not for consumption? During the summer of that same year, 2021, to coincide with one of Baja Blast's many limited time runs, the duo Baja Punch and Flash made their debut, also for a limited time, as part of the 100 Days of Baja promotion, another standard 12-pack and cap code connected prize giveaway, with the chance of winning a sizable amount of cash. Made clear by the added Baja titling, this was Mountain Dew's way of ushering in new flavors under a well-known name, with the connection being their vague tropical flavors. Those being Tropical Punch for Baja Punch and Pineapple Coconut for Baja Flash, which essentially means pina colada. In the press release for the tie-in room scents, which are very much real, Baja Punch is instead defined as having hints of orange, pineapple, and cherry. Early visuals of the tropical twins reveal the planned names of Baja Blast Pineapple Punch for Flash and Baja Blast Tahitian Twist for Punch. Both bottles are just crude mock-ups with the same Baja Blast flavor text, but interesting nonetheless. Thankfully for their final designs, both were spruced up and included fun mascots. When diving back into Justia trademark, a Baja Twist can be seen filed the same exact day as Punch and Flash, either meaning that name was also considered or maybe a third Baja spinoff was in the works. Around the same time in Canada, the two spinoffs were seen once again in classic limited edition King Can form. When brought back again that same year, Punch would arrive solo, likely because the Canadians discovered what we already did. Baja Flash was ass. Like the summer before it, the limited time release of Baja Blast was paired with two new spin-offs, those being Baja Gold and Baja Mango Gem. who together aren't too visually different from the previous year's options. Despite what many believe, these are not just reskins. Not only are the mascots different, but so are the flavors, with gold being pineapple and mango gem of course being mango. Prior to release, fans understandably mistook these leaks as re-releases, with one early visual even going under a different name. The choice to use nearly identical appearances was likely a way to somewhat trick fans into buying a flavor they think they've had before. That same year, 2022, Canada was also included in the release, but only with Baja Gold, in bottle form only. Released alongside the two in the US was an energy version of Baja Blast. To some, this was exciting. To most, it was just another drink to skip, as the energy line rarely produced any fanfare. At select Taco Bells, Energy Baja Blast was made available in a straight-up can and as a mix with sour strawberry syrup under the name Baja Blast Charged Berry. The promotion encompassing all these spinoffs was called the Lost Treasures of Baja Island, in reference to not only the daily 1K giveaways, but the fact another Baja variant was winnable only through entering codes from all three non-energy flavors. The grand prize was shown to be Baja Deep Dive, a can-only mystery flavor said to have been limited to only 18,000 six-packs. Unlike all Voodoos, Baja Deep Dive's actual flavor was never officially revealed. When looking at the can's art, there's clearly a bottle referencing Pitch Black, leading many to believe this was a flavor combo of the two previous rivals. At times, Deep Dive would be seen with flavor text denoting tropical lime, though this was likely accidental, as that would make it identical to normal Baja Blast, which it differs from quite a bit, despite sharing a similar color. For a lucky few in the Do Nation HQ program, they were sent Deep Dive early within awesome looking collector's cases in the style of an underwater containment canister. In an unprecedented move by the company, Mountain Dew released a real deal alcoholic variant of their beloved Lemon Lime Citrus Original in 2022, alongside 3 other flavors, all under the banner Mountain Dew Hard. Alcohol has been referenced to many times before, but never has a Mountain Dew product actually contained it, until now. Joining Original, which isn't even labeled as such, is Baja Blast, Watermelon, and Black Cherry, the latter two being brand new and not based on any specific prior flavor. At first, Baja Blast wasn't included in the initial reveal, but was later added because of its undeniable clout. Each of the 4 were 5% ABV, 0 sugar, only in cans, assigned a never-before-seen mascot, and legally required to include no caffeine. Hard Mountain Dew is one of the earliest examples of a well-known beverage brand taking a risk by producing a boozy variant of their staple drink. When first announced, fans were told to freak out responsibly and celebrate the end of the Dew-hibition. Because of the 4 flavors not really fitting into the categories of beer, seltzer, cider, wine, etc., they were often referred to either as hard sodas or malt beverages. Ever since its inception, Hard Mountain Dew has developed a bit of a controversial reputation due to some customers confusing it for the standard soda. Hard Dew was said to be inspired by the drink's early days as a mixer for alcohol, and only made possible due to a partnership between PepsiCo and the Boston Beer Company. Initially, only 3 states had access to the boozy beverages, but over time their availability would be expanded to the point where you could find all 4 in nearly all states. To lean into how goofy Hard Mountain Dew is as a concept, several unique promotions were run, like this sponsored mani-pedi and these custom canned 12-packs, pitched as the first ever drinkable greeting card. Unfortunately, when in hand, it was revealed that custom meant a slapped-on sticker. The Hard Dew line was continuing to expand with its introduction of the Hard Baja Blast Mix, a variety pack containing of course Baja Blast, as well as Punch, Mango, and Pineapple, all of which contain the Baja Blast name within. Obviously these look to be inspired by the previous Baja spin-offs, except their colors and names don't exactly match. Like they did for the 2 previous Hard Dew drops, the company launched a publicity stunt centered around hiring one ridiculously bold, brave, badass, motivated, curious, and Hard Dew lover as the brand's chief hard officer. This role was said to be won by completing completely unnecessary and outrageous tasks in the name of Hard Mountain Dew. This newly created but highly coveted position was said to include the chance to try out an unreleased flavor of Hard Mountain Dew Baja Blast. In their words, the chief heart officer would even help develop a brand new, specifically Baja Blast Hard Dew variant that would then maybe release the following summer 2024. It was eventually shown who won over the 2,500 applicants, but visuals of the mystery flavor are still yet to be found. The end announcement post did show the winner drinking this, but that just might be water. The post also mentioned there being flavors, but when the time came for them to maybe release, nothing came of it. Due to the tropical theming, the Hard Baja Blast Mix was originally intended to only be available for the summer of 23, but after enough fan demand, the three did return in 2024 permanently, with the re-release timing up specifically with Alien Abduction Day. This is because Hard Mountain Dew wanted to become the first beverage abducted by aliens. They aimed to do this by setting up an 100-case pallet of the newly re-released Baja Blast Mix on a large custom target in the Arizona desert, with a live stream running so fans could witness if they made contact. In their words, this intergalactic exchange was a peace-offering example of peak human innovation. The coolest thing to come from this whole goofy marketing stunt was this tinfoil-inspired Hard Mountain Dew branded bucket hat. Summer 2023 was also responsible for the dual release of Baja Passion Fruit Punch and Caribbean Splash, two more sister spinoffs released to tie in with that year's Baja Blast in-store limited time run. When initially leaked, both drinks went under their actual flavor names, Guava and Passion Fruit. The promotion housing the two tropical twins centered around cap codes able to win you money, this time in the form of a $500 Taco Bell gift card, as a way of reminding fans where Baja Blast would return after its 3-month availability. Taco Bell was also said to be the location behind a canceled Baja Caribbean Splash freeze, with the only source being a Taco Bell fan forum. You know the deal at this point, Baja Blast re-releases for the summer, this time for good, and with it comes 2 limited time spin-offs aimed at being somewhat similar to the Tropical Lime legend, while at the same time delivering something new. 2024's derivative duo included the Tropical Punch flavored Baja Point Break Punch and Mango Lemonade flavored Baja Laguna Lemonade. These two were also joined by another product under the Baja branding, this time not a drink, instead a bag of chips. While not labeled as Mountain Dew, the Baja Fiery Mango Doritos did feature the identical logo and was included in the 20th Baja-versary celebration. Plus, the promotional blurb included in the pre-release box does mention it being a joint effort with Mountain Dew, so it counts. What is for certain, no product under the Mountain Dew umbrella has ever tasted worse. As for the sodas, neither are all too special, with the most interesting thing about them being their unreleased lore. When first seen via this blurry leaked photo, Point Break Punch instead went by Paradise Punch. Then in 2025, when Canada received both in King cans, the flavor was then called Reef Break Punch, for completely unknown reasons. At the same time, leaked renders were floating around showing the planned, then obviously cancelled, release of Energy Laguna Lemonade alongside an energy version of Liberty Brew. Soon after the launch of both Laguna Lemonade and Point Break Punch in 2024, the following year's Baja Sister sequels were supposedly leaked under the names Baja Paloma Punch and Baja Citrus Sunrise. Whether those leaks held water was yet to be seen. Mountain Dew's next release takes us once again to the Philippines for their 2024 exclusive Hard Beach Blast. This marks the first time any Mountain Dew under the Hard branding has been seen outside of the States. Due to its Filipino focal point, this alongside their Hard version of Original were made legally drinkable at 18 years old. Now it's no secret that this is just their version of Baja Blast, but the change of name, mascot, and color is just too interesting to not highlight. Instead of the shark seen in the States, the Philippines decided to instead use a tropical fruit squeezing dragon for its canned character. Whether that flavor definition means the two taste different is not clear. In liquid form, Beach Blast appears to be just as blue as the can, so who knows. For their Hard Original, it also switched up its look, again going with a mythical makeover. Baja Blast's relationship with the Philippines is odd to say the least, as in 2019 and 2020, all Taco Bells in the country debuted what they called the Aqua Blast Freeze, that for all intents and purposes is just the same but without any Mountain Dew branding. It doesn't look like either of their hard dews made it to 2026, as online mentions of them fall off significantly after their sponsored EDM beach party from May of 2025. As time progressed, the Baja leaks of 2024 were eventually shown to be inaccurate, as instead 2025 brought us Baja Cabo Citrus, a tropical citrus punch flavored, zippy new twist on the legendary Baja Blast taste fans know and love. When looking at the flavor definitions of the previous two, they look to just be early versions of this same soda, down to the perfect pairing idea, which looked to be at first Taco Bell, then taco flavored Doritos, then just Doritos straight up. Well, actually, Cabo Citrus is said to pair specifically well with the newly released guacamole Doritos, of course. Baja Cabo Citrus is the first ever Baja spinoff to not release alongside a partner, and the first to have a zero sugar version created for it. Within the post made introducing Cabo Citrus, the citrus inclusion is further defined as mandarin and lime, hence the label's fruit graphics. A mango is also shown, but only on the drink's original purple pre-release can. While its original Paloma name referenced the cocktail, the Cabo name is in reference to the city located at the tip of the Baja Peninsula. In a similar fashion to the first ever Baja spinoffs, Cabo Citrus released alongside a scent kit, featuring a body spray version of the tropical citrus punch flavor. In a rare move by Mountain Dew, Cabo Citrus was actually brought back in 2026, with a new logo and a longer release window. In Canada, Cabo Citrus was also seen in 2026, with that release being paired up with the return of Caribbean Splash. This atypical comeback in the US is thought to have eclipsed the debut of Blue Surge and America Melon, two cancelled Baja spinoffs originally slated for the summer of 2026. On the two leaked renders, the flavors can be seen as watermelon lime for America Melon and acai lychee blueberry for Blue Surge. The reveal of Blue Surge actually being real at some point must have rattled old heads, as the name can be seen mentioned all the way back in 2006, of course within the rumor-filled posts made on the Bevboard forums. Maybe the most hype release to come from 2025 was the Taco Bell exclusive Baja Midnight, a flavor pitched as Taco Bell's first ever permanent flavor expansion. Even though many drinks have used the Baja branding, this particular passion fruit variant was celebrated due to it coming specifically from the chain that started it all. Made clear by the wording used in the press release, they don't consider Baja Blast a spinoff. Prior to its fountain-only existence, Baja Midnight was previewed in cans, labeled not for retail sale. Later, when hand-delivered to influencers in pre-release cases, the drink was seen this time in bottles, labeled with the same text. According to the instructions, the bottle was designed to be consumed within an amethyst aura cleansed glass with an eye mask on to isolate the senses and with a themed candle lit in order to heighten its flavor notes. As to be expected, the officially released fountain was expertly formulated to pair perfectly with blah blah blah, and also this time intentionally crafted to satisfy the thirst of a new generation, whatever the hell that means. The launch came paired with a limited time freeze that eventually would be made dirty like its predecessor. Baja Midnight would go on to follow many of the same trends, even receiving its own pie.